Hello, Leo. Thank you so much for being here, you guys, and I hope all of you have a beautiful Valentine's Day. Much love to you, Leo. Okay, Leo. So, curiouser and curiouser, discovery, inquiry, weirdness, and curiosity, and then you have the tribe. This is very simply saying that you're going to be surrounded by a different group of people, and the situation is going to seem strange. There's going to be like weird people and different things going on, but you may be changing your interests and therefore changing the people that are surrounding you. I think the best example of this would be for people who are first coming into like tarot channels in the tarot community or even the spiritual community, period, right? It's like there's weird people everywhere, but you're always welcome and you're celebrated and people recognize you, right? Because the tribe is talking about the community and being surrounded by people who think and feel the same way you do. You're understood. You're also encouraged. But again, it's going to be about, new interests that you may be developing, but you're in new and unfamiliar places and surroundings. But there's still growth that's happening there for you. And it's because this new community is supporting you. Here's your overall. The Seven of Cups. It's no wonder why the Magician fell out. Now, with this being the overall, though, for some of you, you may just be content to fantasize about something and not really want to make it happen or feel like it's not realistic. The Seven of Cups could be, though, you looking at the options that you have available around you. But normally it's about the fantasy that we have around certain things. It's like you can see how good something can be, but, are you making something happen? The other part of this, though, is we're not seeing the best option for us. We're caught up in all the other fantasies and we're not really making a choice here. And for some of you, like I said, it could just be that what you have around you or what you think is available to you seems like it's just a fantasy. It's not realistic. But we'll see here. Because this could also be about somebody else who, doesn't know what they want. And you're having to kind of deal with that. Now, in the past, the Three of Wands, that's interesting. So in the past, I feel like a lot of you had a really clear picture or idea of where your future was going. I'm kind of getting that a lot with the Three of Wands here lately. But I always used to say with this one, right, like you should already know what to expect. For some of you, you may have started something. How do they say that? Like laying the groundwork, so to speak. Taking the action towards something, and now you're waiting to see how it's going to develop. There may be some expectations here. But what is it that you're expecting, with the Seven of Cups being there? But I don't know. I get the feeling that for a lot of you, it's like, I know where I'm going. I know what to expect. I know what's happening. But now you're moving into this place where it's like you're going back to the things that could have been available to you. Maybe we need to choose something different. In the present, the moon. Oh boy. All right. So, clearly you move into a place where you're not sure. There is a beauty to the moon. And I love it because it being the card of the subconscious, this is saying that there are some things that you're going to have to face. We're going to have to look in the dark places, right? Like I just got done going through this with Pisces too. There are some things that maybe we are not willing to face. But this is definitely not being in reality. Now, it could be, though, that the way that somebody is acting may be confusing you, or what you're expecting isn't developing or isn't showing up for you, and that may be causing the confusion in the present moment. And for a lot of you, it could very simply be you're going back and looking at, I could have done this, I could have done that. But I want to see what's going on here because this is big. You're going to have to face something. You're going to have to face your fears with the moon, right? But this can also show unrealistic fears and anxieties being projected onto something. Future conditions. Wow, Leo. The wheel. Shit. There is an opportunity that I think is going to be coming back around for you. The Wheel of Fortune, a lot of times it can show fortunate turn of events, right? Sometimes it shows repeating cycles. Round and round we go. Where we land, nobody knows, right? Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. But this to me looks like, with the Seven of Cups, that all of these other options, all of these other things, maybe coming back around, or even one in particular. And it's all happening because the future that you have laid out for yourself is not developing the way that you expected it to, with the moon being there. So now it's like, is there an opportunity here to create a different option for yourself, or to make it happen, right? If you can see it, you can create it. But like I said, with the Seven of Cups, it's like, it's not realistic. You know, this is just fantasy. Your hopes and your fears. Justice. The thing is if things are not going as planned, I look at that as your advice and think that, you know, for balancing out the scales, you have to make sure that what you're doing is right for you before, you know, the sort of decision comes down, like the finality of it comes down. But I also think that for a lot of you, if you are looking at other options, it may be that you have to make sure that everything is right, you know, before anything can be realistically like worked toward or taken advantage of or made the most of. Like, I have to make sure that I do the right things here before I make a different choice. And if I can't do that, then everything stays in the realm of possibilities, but not reality. Now, for some of you, it's almost like fear, you know, especially with the moon being there. Like, you don't want to be held accountable if you make the wrong choice. You know, what are the consequences, so to speak? Because this would be a major shift for you. But we want to make sure that things are fair, things are balanced. Not just for you, but for everyone involved. Especially if there are other people who are tied into your future. Oh, yeah. Man. The Eight of Cups in your environment. Now, for a lot of you, this could be career. You know, you knew where you were going. The framework has been laid down for you. You could see things clearly in terms of your future. But I almost feel like a lack of feeling or a lack of emotional connection toward what you've been planning or what you've been laying down. And with the Eight of Cups here in the environment, and you're not the only one who got that Cancer. Man, it scared the shit out of me with them. This, though, is being emotionally drained. But the thing is you're not facing it, right? Because the thing is if you have to take a new path, you don't know where you're going because everything seems unrealistic. But the thing is again, with the Wheel of Fortune, things are coming around in a way where there may be an opportunity to realize something here. But this clearly is saying that, you know, you're emotionally drained by something. You keep giving, but you ain't getting shit back. And with the moon, we're not facing that. We're not seeing the reality of the situation here. Instead, it's like going to a place where we just want to fantasize about things. You know, but then I go back to justice and I think we have to make things right. You know, you can't continue to stay in situations that feel like they're unfair to you. But it would make sense that Leo wants to make sure that they're doing the right thing. You know, and again, for everybody that's involved. But very clearly here with the Eight of Cups, you're thinking about walking away from something. And for a lot of you, it could be career. For some of you, it could be a relationship. Your hopes and your fears, the Seven of Swords. You don't want to have to do things that way. That's what I feel like. You don't want to have to take what you can and get out without saying anything. You don't want to be put in this position where you have to keep things secret or quiet. I don't think that you're intentionally being deceptive. Now, for some of you, yeah, it could be that, you know, there's a fear that this is going on around you, but I think that this is directly related to how you are feeling about your current circumstances and how you feel about where your future is going. Like, I keep going back to that, and it's changing now in a really big way, but that's only because opportunities are coming back around. Or like I said, one in particular, but we don't want to have to do things on the down low. We don't have to be quiet about things. We don't want to have to make plans behind people's backs. And I look at, you know, justice and think, yeah, that is the best way to go here, right? Honesty being the best policy and making sure that, you know, we're being fair. But you have to make sure that a situation is fair for you, though, too, you know, especially if you're being emotionally depleted. Now, this could be something, though, that you're needing to talk about to someone. I want to change my plan. I want to change my career. But some of you may feel like you can't talk about it. And if it is something that doesn't seem realistic, well, I have to be quiet about what I'm doing. For others of you, it's fearing the intentions of another person. But I feel more so like it's about you. Like, I want to leave this, but I don't want to have to do it this way. And then coming out the Four of Pentacles, we just keep hanging on. Just keep hanging on and maintaining things the way that they are. You know, and that's understandable, especially if it is in terms of career, because it shows financial stability with the Four of Pentacles. You don't want to have to face the Five and experience any kind of loss or financial difficulty. But this is like, we're hanging on for dear life. We just want to maintain things the way that they are. I don't want to go through this big change. And then the Page of Cups, but emotions are being restored. But I think that there is a lot of fear. I really do. A lot of fear with making any like big changes right now. But I will say, though, you know, looking at your oracle cards, if you do change your career, you're going to be supported. If you change your relationship in a really big way, there's still going to be the people there that are going to be like your new tribe, your new group of people, but they're going to be like really weird. Okay. But you know, I think that for you, this is one of those situations where it's a little bit too hard to deal with. Things are a little bit too strange. You know, but either way, wherever you get involved in, or whatever you get involved in, there's going to be people there that support you for sure. But this to me here looks like, with the Knight of Wands, we're talking about a passion, right? Getting swept up in a passion, following a passion, taking action towards something. And I don't think it's about an in and out situation. I think that there is this like disappointment that things didn't exactly go the way that you expected it to with the Three of Swords. So it's like I acted towards something. Now I'm dealing with this heartbreak, but I don't want to face the reality of the situation, that it's not making me happy anymore and that I need to move on. So instead, we just go into the place of, you know, fantasy, what could be, but not making anything happen here. And you're hanging on, but you're also hanging on to emotions that are being restored in something that, you know, may not have been like realistic to you, or still isn't. And I would say that as far as it goes right now, Leo, I don't think that anything is going to change. But I don't think that you're letting go of, you know, the feelings that you're dealing with. With the Page of Cups, for some of you, especially with the moon being there, you may be questioning your emotions and why you're starting to feel this way. It doesn't make sense. But if fate is stepping in, then it's happening for a reason. You know, but a passion and an emotion is being restored all the while. Here you are in the middle dealing with heartbreak over the fact that I had my future planned out, but it's not going the way I want it to. You know, you're either going to let go and you're going to give in. And if you do that, though, especially in terms of relationships, this could show that, you know, there's going to be a heartbreaking situation involved. But I don't know, I just don't see anything really happening here because of the Seven of Cups being the overall and the Four of Pentacles. We're just hanging in there. We're just maintaining right now. But what I will say to you is that, you know, like we always say, the outcome is never set in stone, right? We can change our thoughts, our feelings, our actions at any time. So if you choose to let go, there may be a really difficult separation, but what you end up following, I think, is something a little bit more closer to home, closer to the heart, you know. Man, and then the crown chakra. This is like getting information from source. It's opening up to divine inspiration, right? Paying attention to what God, spirit, the source, however you want to call it, paying attention to what information is being brought to you, but opening up. But that's only going to happen when you start treating yourself better and you start doing the healing that's necessary. Man, that's big. That's really big, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. You know, you want to talk about fate. Listen with your heart. You are listening to what is being said to you, but you need to listen with a loving heart. Are you listening to me? This kind of reminds me of my kids, though. They're like, I know mom can hear me, but is she listening? You know, like mom, 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 mom. Right? But clearly there's something that is being said to you where you need to open up your heart and hear it from that place, not just, yeah, I hear you. You're going to have to be patient with yourself. You're going to have to be patient with the situation. Nothing is being rushed here, Leo. You don't have to make a choice. You don't have to change anything. Just know that if you want to make a major change in your life and accept another opportunity, it can be realistic. But you are hurting yourself by continuing to ignore the reality of a situation where you are not happy and being emotionally fulfilled. It is okay to want to do the right thing, but things need to be fair for you too, right? So there is no rush. Just have patience. Have patience with the situation. Have patience with yourself. You know, don't get too caught up in what isn't real. But make sure that you're listening to the things that are being said to you. Because I feel like that is going to be important moving forward, right? Especially if emotions are being restored in a passion. You know, you can hang in there and you can continue to do the same thing right now. But, you know, maybe some more consideration needs to be put into this, you know? Because I really feel like a lot of you are just kind of like looking at things right now going, I had my future plan. What the hell is happening? But maybe this is happening for a reason, you know, to put you in a better place around strange people in strange situations. But at least with the tribe, you know that these people are going to be welcoming and they're going to support you no matter what you choose to do.